Yo, what's good? It's your chicken, and today we will be talking about Oshi no Ko. This anime, man, listen, there are so much amazing things to talk about this anime, and I already did so on my VTuber channel. I made 4 separate videos about this anime, and they're all freaking great. I highly I'm just kidding. This is exactly why this video exists. This video is a compilation of all of those videos put into a nice 30-minute video so you can enjoy. So as always, remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that boring stuff. So without further ado, let's get into why Oshi no Ko is one of the most impacting anime that has released this year. It probably will be the most impacting one. This anime in general, I just love the theme of it. I love how it's tackling how messed up the idol industry is. Of course, there's other things that have done this premise, for example, like Perfect Blue. It's like a modern anime about the idol industry and so freaking beautiful. The author is the same one as the one who made Love is War. We just literally get straight into it in the first 5 minutes. You see the main idol, freaking be pregnant in the first 5 minutes. The tone of this anime is almost instantly set very, very early on, but until the ending where things happen and boom, there, like, the tone of the anime is really set in there. The visual storytelling of that first scene is incredible. I mean, you see carrying a baby at 16, bro, what the frick? And she just has a smile. She's, again, a very prominent theme in this first episode is lies, hiding behind a facade. Everyone loves pretty lies. That's literally what she's doing. She's freaking pregnant at 16, bro. Like that's crazy. It's really messed up, but she's like hiding it with a smile, and then she's like all cheery and bubbly. It's very eerie, but at the same time, it perfectly summarizes what the idol industry is. You have to hide all negative emotions. You have to hide anything that's bad because people won't like that. So you have to put on an image that, oh yeah, I'm very happy, everything's perfect, look at me, I'm so so that first scene really does that well. And the main character, the freaking doctor, reincarnate. I did not expect this to be that kind of anime. The tags on this anime, one of them is supernatural, so of course I'll let it slide, and it does make the whole premise much more interesting because you get to see the 2 children that she ends up having being important characters from the beginning, the doctor and one of her fans, which died super early on. But this man had a connection with the doctor, so that makes it even cooler, even though that the MC and this character does not know who they are. And that really kind of like, I wish they told each other, because that would have made the connection they have as siblings a little bit better and a little bit stronger, and it would have been super unique. But I don't know, maybe they actually do end up knowing later on in the line, but as of this episode, they didn't tell each other. By the way, the MC, I have to say this, the MC reminded me so much of Rudius, but he's not a perv. When he was talking as a kid, I'm like, oh my god, it's freaking Rudius from Mushoku, bro. That's crazy, man. Doga Kobo is going ham with this adaptation. They're absolutely making it so well. They're doing it justice. There's a billion of scenes where like the art style changes to like this drawn, painted style. It was so good. Like so many good moments with the eyes, like the close-ups, and then it like again switches art style. Super good. So Doga Kobo doing it justice, bro. How Ruby, when she was trying to dance, right? She was afraid of dancing because of her past life. Even though she was healthy in her new life, she had that fear, that mental fear of, oh, like if I dance, I don't think I'm fit for dancing. And that fear was just heckling at her until she finally started dancing with Then she noticed like, oh, I was living in that fear of, oh, if I dance and I'll just fall and I'll suck at it instead of actually trying to do so. Super good. And this quote from that scene really, oh, it was really good, man. When I said like, if you're afraid of falling, you'll just fall even more. Could go over people's head if you don't really analyze that scene. So of course, let's just talk about and the final scene and how amazing that was. How unfortunate Ai's life has been from the very get-go. You see her, like her mom did some messed up things and then she abandoned her. Father wasn't even prominent in her life and she was forced to be taken in as like an orphan. Her whole life was super unfortunate and she was scouted out to be an idol. Her whole life happened as super young. She was already an idol at 12 years old, which is crazy, bro. You see She has such a bubbly personality. She really tries, even though she says it a lot, convince herself with her lies that, oh, that she's okay, that capable of loving things and people until the very end, where she says, I love you to her children, right? I'm not very sure, please correct me if I'm wrong, if she had children to be able to see if she was capable of loving her children, because she wasn't capable of loving anything else because she was never loved. Just basically a really messed up backstory, okay? This freaking stalker. The moment I saw this stalker, I was like, this man is 100% gonna do something crazy. Very important character in the MC's life. His first critical moment was him actually dying from the stalker, and the second one, him getting taken away from his life. Aside from being a huge fan of hers, she was her mother in this other life, so it makes it even more messed up. You see him in the end having like a twist of perspective, a twist of mentality, and of course we see in the end how he's like, I'm going to kill the man who snitched with my own hands. I'm assuming that he's going to become an actor to be able to get to him. He just wants revenge. He was living like 14 years, maybe even 15, 16, with that grudge, bro. That's no way to live, man. Don't do that, y'all. Don't hold a grudge for that long, okay? Let's talk about the big scene, bro. Super unexpected. If you go into this completely blind without knowing that it's messed up, it's super unexpected. Soundtrack when she opens the door and then she's like, opens her eyes, and then it's just a flashback of all of her memories. Literally, her life flashes before her eyes. I mean, not her entire life, but her life with her children. Cuts to a scene where she's getting stabbed, which was wow. It was so well made because the eerie moment with the happy music, with the wholesome music, sits with you in extremely uncomfortable way, but I like that. You're seeing so much beautiful moments and the beautiful music. You don't expect that to actually happen until you see the knife in her. Straight up, it was real. No holding anything back. It's setting the tone of this anime in an extremely amazing way. And of course, we see the final scene where she's saying goodbye to her children, the MC and Ruby. I understand if people cry to this, but personally, I didn't cry. I didn't feel that deep of a connection with I. If I was giving a little bit more time, then I maybe cried, but I was feeling a lot of emotions though. A really, really good scene. That episode was so good. So many good moments. A lot of character inside with the MC. It's literally a movie, bro. This could easily just work as a movie. Cut the last part of this episode. They have the time skip and stuff. Just end it with Ai's death. A super sad ending. It would have worked if you're trying to portray the message of, oh, the idol industry is really messed up and a lot of messed up things happen in this world. Super well executed in this one episode. So that alone really just says how amazing this 1 hour and 22 minutes episode was. This episode was entirely about Kurokawa. So what else am I gonna be talking about, right? Let's talk about Kurokawa's intro. So at first, we see Kurokawa as a random character. Aqua is going to this dating reality show, right? A lot of characters introduced. YouTuber Mem, and of course, Akane Kurokawa. Obviously, if you watch the opening, you know that Kurokawa and Mem are the relevant characters in this. So of course, I was seeing Kurokawa, bro. I already knew blue hair. I don't know. There's something about her that I was like, I don't know. She kind of cute, okay? Maybe best girl material. Who knows? I didn't know at the time. So when I finally saw her, I'm like, okay, let's go. We're finally gonna be seeing what this character is, what her mentality is, and what she's striving to do, which is acting. So her intro, we really barely see anything of her, which is kind of symbolic. In the reality show she's in, she doesn't have much of an impact. Nobody's talking about her. Her presence in that show is almost non-existent. So because it's non-existent, it's kind of meta as frick to be able to see Kurokawa not being a big of a character in her introduction, but just like a side thing. It's like we're feeling what the viewers of the reality show were feeling about Kurokawa, which is, oh, like whatever, she's just another background character, right? She's not important. Whenever she appeared, it was like, okay, move on to, like, I want to see Aqua, I want to see Kana, I want to see Ruby, etc, etc. So with the episode's name, Ego Surfing, that's how we get more formally introduced into her character. We first see it as this funny thing, haha, like, oh my god, Ruby's looking at, like, she's searching up things about her. Oh, Ruby cute, Ruby this, Ruby that, feeding her ego by reading nice things about her. But here's the thing, if you let those comments, the positive ones, affect you, the negative ones will affect you as well. And that is exactly what happened to Kurokawa. So back to Kurokawa's character, we see her always taking notes, right? She's always going behind the scenes, asking the director, okay, what should I do better? How can I make the show better? And then she takes notes. She never does this in front of anyone. There's a lot of scenes where she's literally taking notes at the middle of the night, asking the director with nobody freaking awake and her taking notes. Bro, I'll be honest, she got my heart right then and there. I saw her working that hard when nobody was watching, bro. That's my best girl. But boy, I wasn't even close to being over when that scene appeared. Trying her best, she's working super hard, but still her presence in that show is not very relevant. Her manager is struggling with this. There's a scene where the manager is like having a fight with a higher up, and he's like, bro, what's going on? We finally get this chance, and she's barely making an appearance, only 10 minutes of screen time or something like that. Like, what is going on? And her manager is like, no, she's trying her best. Like, please leave her, give her a chance, let her be. Something that he said that hit me really hard. Like, sometimes your best is not enough, which is super realistic, which I'll get into in just a bit. So then we start seeing Kurokawa's past, how all of her life has been just struggling against the entire world, as it made it seem. School, the comments, everyone was against her, and she was just a genuinely hard-working person, and she's super nice. When she accidentally cut the other actress, and she was like, she felt horrible. You literally could see her going into a panic attack just because of what she did to someone else. Like, she felt her feelings when she cut her by mistake. So much insight into her character was shown in this episode. We see her be super sorry about her. When the actress asks, do you hate me? She's like, no, like, I really, really like you. You're hardworking, you're nice, and you're so, like, talented. She is just a good person in general. That's exactly why it's heartbreaking, because she works so hard, such a good person, genuinely good person, and she still gets all the hate she gets for no real reason. Maybe this will get more expanded on in the future, but it might be envy. The reason a lot of people will say like random negative things with no actual backup, like just random hate comments, it's because envy is involved in some sort of way. So with that, let's get into later on her depression, when she said sorry, all of that. Amazing, dude. Such a good freaking episode. I cannot stress this enough. It was such a silly thing. Like Aqua said, if this was a normal high school life, it would have been like, oh, okay, like maybe a little fight and then it gets resolved. Goodbye. It's over. But it's not. It's the entertainment industry, and of course, her face is her brand. It captured the internet so well because everyone always tries to find the tiniest, smallest things that anyone does and just boom, 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 just beating. Bro, why did you do that? You sucked. I just knew it. Who can imagine what else she does? Like, things like that, just for a stupid scratch, bro. It captured the horrible, ugly side of the internet so well. You could hear, like, the ears ringing up when it was getting super overwhelming. Oh my god, I cannot stress it enough, man. The direction of that whole montage was top tier. When we see her in her bed just scrolling through her phone through the bad comments and just searching for positive things, but there was no positive things, and that was right after somebody else was looking for positive things. I think it was Ruby, and it was a lot of results, and as it kept affecting her, more negativity, nothing. There was literally not a single positive. I'm your positivity, Kurokawa, okay? I got you. I got your back. I see you, okay? People who used to be fans of hers start to stray away from her because, oh, I started to see her differently because she cut another person in her face. Total accident, but no. That absolutely makes them a horrible person because that's how life works, right? Who wouldn't get overwhelmed, man? At the end of the day, she's a freaking, how old is she? She's young as hell. How could that not overwhelm you? It would overwhelm anybody. She gets super depressed. That scene where she was in the bro, so good. See her walking up, just horrible. She's not taking care of herself. Looks at the road and she just thinks like, I'm tired of thinking. I just don't want to think anymore. And then it cuts to her like more dreamy version of her, which was happy, and then it instantly cuts to her depressed. Bro, I'm telling you, top tier direction. When she was standing on top of the bridge, that one frame is beautiful. You see Kurokawa at the night. She's covered in darkness, and yet there are so much light in front of her. It can really represent how she's desperate for peace, warmth, and tranquility when all she sees is darkness. All she's surrounded by is darkness. Portraying panic attacks super well, how overwhelming everything was by showing many different comments and a lot of people talking at the same time. It really portrays anxiety and like that side of overthinking so well, man. Kurokawa's character just feels so realistic. It really hit close to home for me personally, and I'm sure that a lot of other people could relate to Kurokawa. So just the fact that they were able to portray such a realistic character in this episode, it's not easy to do, guys. I'm telling you, it's not easy to do. Nailed this episode, okay? Aqua saves the day. Aqua holds her in a like very weird way, so it makes her think that someone is out there to kill her, and she starts panicking because, oh my god, one of the people from the comments is actually taking action and wants to kill me. Bro, so good. When it comes to writing, when a character feels real, that's when they're done right, because this is extremely common in anime. There are characters that are really overpowered, really unrealistic, like they're perfect, characters that know how to do everything, they ace every test without trying to do anything. Very common, it's an anime trope, like the OPMC. But when characters are done realistically, for example, Subaru from ReZero, he's very flawed, very hateable in the start of the series, or characters like a silent voice like Shoko and Shoya. Those two characters are very realistic because they make mistakes, they cry. And I have to say it, man, a lot of people don't like these kinds of characters because it reminds them of real life. And I think this is Subaru's case 100%. Like, oh my god, he cries so much, he's such a bitch. Every single roast of Subaru, it's all because he's realistic. And when you're watching anime or a series, you don't want to be reminded of the problems in your life, right? Why would you want to do that? You're watching anime to get distracted, to like escape from reality in a way. My point is that Akane absolutely nails what I'm trying to say here. She feels like a real human being. Everything about her, from her character introduction, from how hard she works, from how she fails even though she works super hard, to how she responds to negative criticism, to how she recovers from those experiences, it's all very realistically portrayed. So first of all, let's talk about when Aqua saves her and then she's like crying and all of that stuff. It's such a short scene, right? Super short, 10 seconds or something. Realistic, because when you're in that situation, it's not like, oh my god, cue symphonic emotional music, 5 minutes of backflashes. 5 minutes of flashbacks as she keeps crying in the background. No, it's just simply when her mother asks her, why didn't you tell me any of this? I'm not like very aware of the internet. I don't really notice these things. So why didn't you tell me? And Akane just responds like, I didn't tell you because I did not want to worry you. I do believe that this point of the episode hits home to many people. When you feel sad or when you feel like very depressed, like Akane here, if you're like me, you usually tend to not tell these things. Try to keep them for yourself because you don't want to worry other people. You don't want to burden other people with your problems. Akane is literally me, and that's why I think she's written so well, because I can see myself so deeply in Akane. Touchy subject, like, you can get it wrong easily. But yeah, to add on to that scene, like, she is so freaking strong, man. And I really do think that all of us should take a page from her, because when Aqua was like, okay, what are you gonna do? You can like back out of the show. You have every single right to do so. That would traumatize anyone. She had the opportunity to just back out and be like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore because this is too much for me and it's not good for my mental health. Super understandable. That would have been extremely understandable. She literally emphasized this multiple times. She was like, I'm super scared. Honestly, don't want to do this, but I'm still gonna do this. I'm going to keep going because this is what I want in my life. I'm doing this because I want to grow as an actress. This is my dream, and I'm going to keep going no matter how scared I am. Oh, best girl, okay? Best girl. So then her character gets exposed to the internet as like, okay, this is who Akane is. The side that's not edited in a way that makes her seem like a really bad person. Here's the real her. I love how the anime like portrays the people that are like in between. Okay, should I hate on her because it's cool, or should I back off because I kind of feel bad for her, or should I side with her? Very, very well portrayed, because a lot of people on the internet love to bandwagon when it comes to an anime or a game or literally anything in the world. When people hate on it, people will start to bandwagon. A lot of people love to bandwagon on things that are hated on or loved on. It's just because it's cool to do. Perfect example of this is how back then anime wasn't very well received by the public. It was cool to hate anime. As time went on, people started talking about it more. Very same people that said that, oh my god, anime, like what is that? It's kind of weird, cringe, are the same people that are like, bro, hashtag look at my Naruto shirt right now. Woo, let's go. 10-second TikTok. So that part is very accurate. The video got a lot of attention and everyone was like, oh my god, you're so differently. The last point I want to get into Akane's character, how well she can read other people. Of course, she's an actress, right? When she starts researching Ai to be able to play as Ai for Aqua in the show, you see her like hacker mode, researching her. She walks this way, she holds her chopsticks in a certain way. So first of all, I'm gonna just say this, bro, I felt exposed, okay? Like, I'm gonna, yo, chill, stop being me. But to add on to that, after the whole show ended, she was like, okay, is this a work thing or is it the real deal? Then she immediately tells him like, yo, just tell me straight up, like, I can tell that I'm not, like, you don't see me that way. I can tell that you're not interested in me. When she's talking to Aqua in the same conversation, she's like, oh, you haven't noticed the new couple there? Those tiny things are the things that build a character. She is an INFJ to the dot, okay? As a fellow INFJ, I felt like I was in the show, bro. Why are you, like, exposing me to this degree? Like, this is crazy. But that is why I love her character so much. When you're portraying realistic characters, when you're trying to be realistic, it can be a touchy subject. If you do it wrong, then it can come off incorrectly. But with Akane's character, I'm Akane at this point. Her hair is blue, my thing is blue. Oh my god! I haven't really gotten into the entertainment side. For instance, quick thing, how like everyone was hating on Akane, but not on Aqua. Aqua was like a background character as well, but the difference is that Aqua is a guy. And it really shows how women are portrayed in a different way than men are. so freaking good. First episode, 2 hours long. It was literally could have been a movie on its own. Episode 6, absolutely incredible episode, talking about the struggles about social media, how horrible social media can be, how unfiltered it can be, how ruthless. It was portrayed amazing, and just the other episodes very solid throughout. I already talked about these episodes in other videos, go check them out. There's 3 of them, and besides the episodes, the overall popularity that Oshi no Ko has garnished is incredible. There's a bunch of amazing things that has happened in regards to Oshi no Ko. Freaking magazine cover. I think like Oshi no Ko was like on a huge billboard or something in Tokyo or something. Please correct me if I'm wrong. There's the Memcho VTuber, a lot of freaking insert songs. Just so much passion poured into this project overall. Doga Kobo really went ham with this. Season 2 coming out. No surprise there, this anime is extremely popular. It's not afraid of talking about topics that are not widely discussed in anime or just in fiction in general. For example, what I mentioned with social media being ruthless and just the whole dark side of the entertainment industry and how difficult it is. A lot of it is still an ongoing problem in today's world. And the way that this anime portrayed it was super good. So one character that I have not really talked about is Kana. Listen, bro. Kana is a freaking amazing character. Seriously, ever since her introduction, she was right there since episode 1. She has so much going on with her. Like, every single episode, she was always present. There was always something going on with Kana. We always got to see what was inside of her mind. You just grow with her character. We see her when she was a child actor and how her backstory developed her character throughout the entire anime. A child actor and what happened afterwards, and just how insecure she is about herself because, oh, she fell off. Not the popular child actress she used to be, because she used to be like very cocky about, oh my god, yes, I'm so talented and I'm the best, I get all the roles and stuff. People started getting tired of that and just started getting less jobs, and people started with the falling off comments, and she literally mentions this later on. Those comments started getting in her head. The more she saw those comments, the more she was convincing herself like, yeah, I fell off, I suck, I'm not at my peak anymore, I'm not a child actress anymore, nobody freaking knows who I am, everyone will just remember, oh, it's just that child actress that just fell off. It sucks to see how real that is, because it does happen to a lot of people. Some people might think that a certain stage of their life is all there is to it, but no, that's just a chapter of their life. And even if people only know you for that, that doesn't mean that you need to identify with that just as everyone else, because it's your life like everyone else's. We have multiple chapters, and Kana unfortunately is constantly reminded like, oh, you're not as good as and popular as you were before. And you just see this in her personality so much. She's so insecure. When she was about to perform with the other girls, she was very nervous, but not because of her. She was nervous because she was afraid of making the other girls fail. If it were just herself, she was used to failure. She was used to failing. She was used to that feeling of just feeling horrible, and she did not want that for her colleagues. But Ruby reminds Kana that failure is a part of life, that it's normal. This really shows you just how hard Kana is on herself. And I think a lot of people can see themselves in Kana in this aspect and gain a bit of perspective of how hard we can be on ourselves. And speaking of the performance, it was amazing. The animation, the colors, everything. Peak. Directing wise, one of the first things I noticed, like how the crowd was filled with yellow glow sticks. Everyone was there to see Memcho because obviously she's like the freaking YouTuber and stuff. She has the most popularity out of all three. It makes sense. Not surprising, and still like Kana kind of beats her up like, oh yeah, like there's no white glow sticks, like, oh, I'm not surprised. It's something that you can't really control. The reality is that Memcho does have all of the popularity right now because she's a really popular YouTuber. So it's not surprising that a lot of people are there for her. Aqua thing, he starts dancing like a madman with the freaking glow sticks, and then more people actually started getting more white glow sticks. That whole scene was really well directed. It was amazing, and again, it really built upon Kana's character, that little push that she needed. Yes, don't worry about it, you are not your past. Please remember that. Again, so realistic. Like, Kana has so much insecurities and just isn't confident in her abilities because she's actually very talented both in acting and in singing. And we see this when they were choosing who to pick for the center in the stage. Kana was like, no, not me. But that being said, when they went to freaking karaoke, Kana like killed it, right? She got the most points, and it like really shows you how devastating being insecure and just being reminded of, oh, I fell off or whatever, how that just holds you back from living in the present and just fulfilling who you are now. Both Kana and Akane feel very real in this aspect. They both work super hard, and they both are very hard on themselves. They both face a lot of troubles and problems, but they still remain strong in the industry. Both characters are super well written. They're really good characters, and I haven't really gone on with the other characters. For example, Memcho, how like realistic her situation is, that she had to sacrifice a lot of her youth in order to give her sister good education and stuff like that. It's really good how she had to lie about her age. She's like, what, 23 or something? And that's like, bro, she's young as hell. Please, bro. If you're not like 50 years old, do not call yourself freaking old, okay? So I be seeing a lot of people who are 30, 40, bro, come on, okay? It's incredible what freaking social media and just the media in general just makes it seem like if you're over 20, 25, if you're over that age, bro, you're literally a relic, okay? It's not like that, all right? Please understand this. The reason why I say this is because a lot of people think that their life is over because, oh, I'm not 20, oh, I'm not 25, and just kind of use that as an excuse to not chase what they want in life. And it hurts me so much to see so many young people not chase what they want to do in life and just live miserably without chasing what they want to do because they think they're old, that they can't do it anymore, which is not the freaking case. But this realism with Oshi no Ko is by far the thing that I most appreciate with any work of fiction. The characters feel realistic, they're flawed, and they have problems because that is how real life is. We are not superhumans that flawlessly do everything with minimum to no effort. We all have our own problems and situations to deal with, mentally, physically, etc. And Oshi no Ko absolutely nails this aspect. Once again, having episode 6 be my favorite in the entire series because of this fact alone. Seeing characters struggle and seeing them grow just makes you feel more connected to them. Because you feel more connected to the characters, you get more attached to them. You get more attached to the characters, the more realistic it is because you feel for them. And when you see your favorite characters grow, you feel a part of yourself growing as well, and you get the courage that you yourself can grow as well. So that pretty much does it with freaking Oshi no Ko. I really cannot wait for season 2. Hopefully you enjoyed the 4 videos I made about Oshi no Ko. I'm definitely making more when season 2 comes out for sure. The build up, the stage play with freaking Kana, Akane, Aqua, all of these characters in the same place, it's going to be amazing. Crack that subscribe button. Tell me what you think about Oshi no Ko in general, your favorite characters, your favorite moments, what was your favorite episode. all of that good stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And please remember that it's okay to be flawed.